Hi there. This is a reading for the collective. Take what resonates, leave the rest. So today we are going to, I'm calling this video interesting. Well, it is going to be interesting. Introducing your guides. And my intention with this reading is kind of to get, it's not really about one of the things when I first started my spiritual healing, my spiritual journey, however you want to say it, and working, in working with tarot and connecting with my intuition and my gifts and all that. I really wanted to know who my guides were. I was focused really hard on that for a while. But what I didn't understand at the time was it doesn't really matter what they look like. That may be something you're focused on, but it's not really about that as much as it's about why they're in your life at this current time. So whenever you're coming across this video is when I'm talking about, current time, your current time, not when I put the video out. Maybe you'll see this video right away. Not saying you're not gonna, but maybe you don't see it till 6 months after I do it or a year later. Whenever you're watching this video is when I'm talking about. And some guides are here, for our whole life. They're with us for our whole life. But I'm getting the feeling that a lot of what's going to come through is going to be more like a specific period of time for you. And there may be some that come forward that are from your past. I mean, I invited the guides to come forward with whatever you needed to hear right now, like why they're in your life and what they're here to help you with. And this is where you're really going to have to use discernment. And of course, if you're going through the thing I'm talking about, odds are, that's why they're here for you. But if it doesn't feel like it resonates for you, don't take the message. Okay. You're not going to resonate with everything I'm saying. Right. And I mean, there may not even be a lot of guides that come forward. I don't know. We'll just see what happens. So without further ado, so you might have just found yourself walking away from something. Wow. Walking away from a very, because this is a 10, that's closure, from a very volatile situation is what I'm feeling. So that's why a guide is here for you. I mean, it could, oh my God, yeah, this is really icky. I'm so sorry, whatever you're going through. What I was about to say is, this might have, I knew I always light sage, but I was we really need the sage. Yes. So this might not have just happened. This could be something that happened a while ago that kind of still is sticking with you. Feels like a breakup, a really bad breakup, or really just bad relationship, toxic relationship. You got hurt really bad, whether it was physically or, trigger. I'm going to need to say trigger warning before I put out this video. But yeah, this feels like a love relationship, but it could be family. It could be a friend. It could be a parental figure or mentor of some sort. You're needing rest right now because of this, whatever the situation was. Death. Yeah. Wow. No, maybe you suffered a loss recently. I did. That could be something. But I really feel like a lot of you are going to resonate with the first thing I was talking about. You definitely have a guardian angel looking over you. So one of your guides might be a loved one. And that's very interesting because my father, we were super close when he was here, but as soon as he died, this kind of happened with my grandma too. She died in 2022. Um, this person might feel closer to you now, and it's because they're taking a different role in your life. Okay. They are like guiding you and supporting you. This is beautiful to get, so you can get kind of your like happily ever after, you know, all the fighting and, yeah, you've had it like tough throughout your life. Like you've had to fight for whatever you've got. And, that's what's going to make the reward better, but it has not been easy. Let me tell you, you have not had it easy. Okay. So, guides, why are you present right now? What do you want to say? If you're from the past, why were you present? You know, what was the lesson or the purpose for you being here? This is for the collective, whatever we need to hear. Thank you so much. We are so grateful for your love and support. Chariot, okay. Okay, this is definitely like a, this first one that's coming forward is definitely like a guide that was helping you pick the right path, like helping you or helping you stay the path, stay the course, like a guide in the sense that like this feels like a long-term one actually because of it. This one like gets you back on track when you kind of start veering off path. Yeah, they've been here for good or well, bad and good, dark and light kind of times, but they're definitely here to help navigate you. Like it's weird because the chariot is like horses usually, but this feels like a ship, which is weird because it's not, because I see like a compass. So they like kind of, well, maybe water is significant because emotions might be like something that leads you in your life. So, you know, they help you kind of navigate the tough waters, like the tough emotions and the tough, you know, times in your life that bring up those emotions, and they get you where you need to go, like back on track kind of thing. Not the water. And 2 again. Those are usually wolves. So animals, interesting. This could be an animal. I was going to say it could be like your animal you lost, but I feel like this is more like a spirit animal for you. So there's something strong about instinct, okay? Like with the wolves, especially, horses are kind of like freedom. They represent freedom. Like it's like you get to choose ultimately the path you go down. Obviously, like it's your life, but I feel, and look at, there's like, I mean, these are wheels, but, or 2 castles, and there's 2 like pillars here. Like this feels like a how do I want to say it? This feels like judgment. This feels like justice. This feels like balancing the scales, or kind of like weighing the options. So, yeah, Supernatural is coming to mind if you watch Supernatural like I do, or like obsessed with it. There's like a episode about a god. I can't remember what his name was, but he's basically, oh, sorry, Michael. Michael fell over while I was talking about this. He basically like is the judge, he decides if someone is worthy or not, or is going to get in trouble or not. Like, he gives out justice basically. But I'm seeing more like a sphinx or something as far as like a spirit animal, and I don't know why. Like, I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know why like that would be considered, like, doesn't feel like that would be considered a judge or justice kind of thing. But maybe that's what the Egyptians, maybe that was one of their spirit animals that you know um kind of did that thing, like weighed the good and the bad. I don't know. We'll have to look it up. So you might have some kind of Egyptian, like, this feels like a long time ago, like, generations before you were born. Like, it feels like a lost kind of um heritage. Like, you might be a very small percentage of Egyptian or something, or you're just obsessed with like Egyptian things and you don't know why. Like, for me, I am actually Celtic. I've got like a little bit, my mom got an ancestry kit for me, and I'm just a very small bit of Celtic, but I was like obsessed with like Celtic stuff for a while and I didn't know why. So, you might find that, and you might want to do that kind of research, because you might find that you have that in your background, Egyptian or whatever your heritage is that feels like important, like something that you need to explore, like their practices, or like who you can call on for help, okay? Like guides like that, goddesses, gods, whatever, feeling like I need to do that for whatever reason. Okay. Anyway, that was long. Can't imagine where I, like, the time frame already, and I've only got 2 cards out. Okay. I feel like I need 6 cards again. That's interesting. Whoa. Wow. Yeah, you definitely have some kind of like fatherly, grandfatherly figure watching over you. Water. Oh my God. Cancer energy, Pisces energy, Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Dang. So you might be a water sign, or you have water placements that might, like, it feels like, I don't know anything about astrology, so don't ask me. Like, I know the signs, but like, it feels that you've got water in your chart somewhere that's not like a sign that an astrologer would tell you, oh, this is a lot of, I mean, they all make you up into who you are, but like, the sun sign, the moon sign, the rising sign, Venus, it's something that's kind of like an odd, I would look for water signs in your chart anywhere and kind of see what that says. Like, there's free astrology charts online you can look up and see where that's at in your houses, and just read about it, because there's something that you're going through right now that I feel like you're, like, the guide's trying to get you to focus on that. And this definitely, like I say, feels like family related, like a someone who's no longer with you is helping you throughout this phase in your life, and especially like regarding love. And what I'm feeling from this is, they might not have been good at expressing their love. They might have said, I love you, but, they didn't know how to express that very well. They had their kind of way. And maybe they didn't show up the way that you needed them to while they were here. So now they're kind of like surrounding you with the love you deserved while they were here. And they're, shoot, sorry, I just realized I keep shaking my thing. And they're, kind of helping show you what real love is about now, that they're gone, which is really beautiful. We love that. Okay. Yeah, they might have been very, like, either logical or shut off emotionally when they were here. Page of Cups. Water, 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 water. This is insane. Are you kidding me? Pisces. Again. That's crazy. Wow. The Star. Okay, there's a lot of major arcana, which means that there's like a change. Oh, dang, they're not all in here. Hold on. There's like a change coming for you. I'm seeing like this Chariot moving fast. So something is like changing in her life for the better right now. Like a swift movement. I feel like I need. Was that the Five of Cups reversed? I always think that's a death card. That looks like death. That's so weird. So the Star and the Moon, the only thing, and I thought this was the Sun when I first pulled it out, because I was only looking at this, like, even though it looks like a moon, I don't know, it just felt like the Sun to me. So the only thing we're missing is the Sun. Interesting. Wow. So this guide over here, so there's like 3 guides coming through. This one feels like it's been with you since you were, like, I'm seeing you like mid-teens, like late teens, wherever you are right now with your age, doesn't matter. I just can't believe all the water, and I was talking about it, all this water came out. That's so cool. But they've watched you grow into the person you are now, and they've helped you kind of, get to this level of growth. Because the Page of Cups is very, I mean, it's upright, so it's not a bad thing, but it's very youthful and playful. But, maybe a little emotionally stunted, like, in growth. And you could have been even, you could have gotten a little older and kind of stayed more the page. Like, it took you quite a while to get in that High Priestess energy. You don't have to be a man or a woman. Either way, it doesn't matter. Feminine and masculine energy, we all have it. So I'm getting the sense that, like, there's been a lot of practice for you, is the word I'm hearing, to get to the High Priestess level. And this last guide is kind of like saying, I was here helping you, or I'm like, they're still around, like helping you evolve. Okay, let's get into the actual, like, I mean, we're kind of talking about it now, but I want to get into the actual reading. Do I want to pull? I think I do. I brought my angels and guides deck out because I have a tarot deck that's like angels or whatever, but I didn't want it to, I feel like this has got to go here. God, I forget how big these are. I didn't want to like steer the reading. You know what I mean? This is weird. Okay, that was at the bottom of the deck. Wow, guardian angel. Yep. I see why. That's why I went to the middle. This, whoever, like, whether you lost them recently or not, this individual who is like, was part of your family, or you thought of them like family. This is probably somebody that's older than you. They don't have to be like extremely older, but they're very significant right now for you. Feel free to call out to them, talk to them if you need help, or just talk to them like they're listening to you. And it might be beneficial, is a word I keep wanting to say. I knew that card was going to come out for some reason. it feels like it would be very beneficial for you to kind of communicate with them for whatever reason. Mirror. Wow, with High Priestess, that feels very significant. That's odd. You resemble this guide. Like, that doesn't even look the same, but I feel like they're the same thing in like a mirror, right? I mean, like, the reason why this guide is around you or has been around you is because they're like you. Like, that's weird. Like, you're teaching them too. Like, they learn from you, but you're teaching them. Is this a person? I wonder if this is a person. Huh. Hold on. Okay. Because I'm like, I mean, not to say that, look at this, looks like the same person too. Drop your shield. Not to say that, like, higher beings can't learn from us or anything, but it just kind of had me thinking, if you look like this person, this might be an ancestor too, I guess. Shaman. Whoa. Okay, Native American might be significant for you. I don't know if that's in there. That's fine. I don't even know how I would know. Okay. Is this last this last group, is this a human guide that's with us? Oh my God, not the sun. So my thought was, if a minor arcana came out like here, it would be a person. So I'm going to say no. Wait, is that a king? Knight, okay. Either way. Ooh. Shoot. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. The sun reverse does not want to be up here, and we don't want it up here anyway. So the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. Okay. Let's get a drink. And then I'm going to light this again. So, lots of greens, browns, blues. So green is the heart chakra. Brown is the root chakra. It would be red, but it can be brown. And then blue is the throat chakra. So these guys are saying that, they're helping with truth, love, and stability for you. There's 3 guides here, so I feel like it is kind of a, it feels kind of like it'd be separate, but I guess it really doesn't matter. Like, it'd be one for each of them, but it doesn't matter. It's kind of like, how do I want to say? And I mean, like I say, you might not even have all these guides, right? This is just a collective reading. It's, I'm tapping into a lot of energy. So, you might come to this reading and not resonate with any of it, and it's fine. So, we're not going to worry about that, but feathers are very significant. Animals. Look we've got an owl, we've got a lion, Leo in the house, we've got an eagle and a cow, and wolves and a lobster and whatever the hell. I think those are kind of like sphinxes, actually. Maybe that's where I got that idea. It definitely feels like whatever spirit animal this guide is, it's kind of like a mixture of things. Like, it's, or not even just that, it's like it kind of, the form it takes is whatever you need at the time. It's funny, before I came on here, I thought of my spirit animal deck. I almost brought that out. That's funny. I forgot about that. And he's got antlers. That's like deer. energy, right? He's got feathers. There's a lot of feathers on almost every, well, they are on every card down here. Feathers are significant. So yeah, it might be like an eagle mixed with like a lion's body, or whatever. Doesn't That part doesn't matter, but it's like it molds to the reason why I brought up that spirit animal deck is because it has different meanings, obviously, for different animals. So, like the wolves, I was saying, is knowledge. You know, horses are freedom. Owls actually, like, I know they're not always intelligent, but they see a lot of things. So they help you like with clarity. Um, Lions strength, the strength card is coming to mind. um like bravery. Eagles have like a higher perspective, like a higher view of things. And cows are like, in the deck, they're like miracles. They bring miracles or something. Like, I don't know how true those things are, but if you connect with any of these kinds of animals, or maybe you have like a bird of, so because like I have birds, like maybe you look up that bird and see what the spiritual significance is. And there's a fish, maybe you've got fish, I don't know. That's interesting because that's not even like, that's the Page of Cups, that's all the water signs. It's not specifically, because Pisces are fish, right? It's not even specifically Pisces, so that's really coming through strong, the Pisces energy. And I was feeling that but didn't say that, and I don't know why. So the Chariot and the Moon, protection, guardian, drop your shields, Druid, hold the space. So, like this spirit animal guide is very much a, like I said in the beginning, like they're helping you along your path, kind of like keeping you on path, giving you the things you need along your path to kind of get where you're um trying to go, or just kind of like staying the path, like I said. The tricky part is, oh, peacocks too, look at that, she's got peacock feathers, sorry. The tricky part is the moon is very like, things are hidden, right? You can't always see the truth. So you've had to have a lot of faith and trust in your life with, things are going to work out for you, right? Even throughout the bad stuff. And maybe that's hasn't always been easy for you, and that's okay. But you're getting to a point now. Like I said, this spirit animal has probably been with you for a long time. I said like things are starting to speed up in a good way for you. You're getting to a space where you can, let your drop your shield, like that faith that you've been carrying. You need to really, like, it's always been there, but I feel like you haven't really embraced it. So, it's like you have to kind of like embrace the faith and allow this guide to continue. Like, you should trust them by now. Like, they've been with you a long time. Like, look at this old energy. Like, they're very ancient. This spirit animal. Like, and you're not the only one that they're helping. So, like, I feel that. Like, they help a lot of different people. And that's not to say you're not important to them. That's just kind of like what they have to do, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And I feel like that's not the truth when I say it. That's weird. Like, it felt like the truth when I started saying it, and then it was like, that's not the truth. I wonder why that happened. So I was saying it's not that you're not important, but they have to help these other people. But I said that's not the truth. But what didn't feel like the truth is that they were helping more people than you. Like, their only focus is you. maybe you're like their highest focus, like maybe like there's other, individuals they're helping, but like you are very, very important. And that's not to give you any kind of ego kind of thing. It's just, you know, what they're here to do. You know, what, just like you've got your purpose, they've got a purpose of helping you, is kind of the energy here. Hold the space. Yeah, they've been holding the space for you in your lane, like trying to get you to stay on track, like I was saying. And I mentioned too before, and listen, there was a uh shit, two of wands that showed up while I was shuffling. And then this guy's got a snake too, I just noticed on his arm. That's like shedding old skin. So, yeah, there's like two energy, dual energy, black and white. Um, there's something about, like I said, where they kind of have that dark and light energy. Like maybe you're like me. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out what they're trying to get at here. I just realized like her eyes are kind of like mine. That's weird. Um, Maybe you're like me and you're kind of like a black and white type person. And like the reason why I think I was talking about justice, well, I was talking about judgment too, but judgment can be kind of a similar thing where it's like, I like things to be equal. I like balance. I like that, somebody, like if they do something wrong to me, I used to be more in this energy than I am now because I've healed a lot, but like it's like I want my justice, like I want that person to get caught or something like that. So, this spirit animal guide kind of feels like it's trying to get you to find balance in that, maybe in that specific thing. But also just kind of balance in general, like with all the two things, right? Like they just want you to, um, not be so focused on the win or on, like you might be very focused on things at a time. Like me, like ADHD kind of energy, like you're just like really focused on this topic. And like they want you to like don't lose focus, of course, of your path, but like, hey, stop and have a good time or be playful or stop worrying about what you don't know and embrace the unknown and hold space for what you're trying to create. Like they're holding space for you so you can hold the space and still live your life. Like you don't have to just, you're not here for just that one purpose, right? That one path of focusing on the victory, or like you're never gonna, and the end point is death, right? I hate to be morbid. So like you're never going to reach the end of like, you're going to get a victory and that's it. That's the only victory you're going to get at that point, or you know what I mean? So like understanding, I think the spirit guide is just the spirit animal guide is just trying to tell you like it's all going to work out. So like relax and enjoy the ride, right? And embrace everything about life, the bad, the good. And this is giving, the moon is very much giving, I don't know why, maybe it's because of that lobster, but it's giving like a natural selection kind of thing. Like, there's gonna be things that happen that have to because it's life, but ultimately you're here and you're learning and you're growing and you're living a good life in the sense that you have really good intentions and you want to do as best as you can do. So, that's inevitable is kind of what they're saying. But um like I feel like they're saying it's really time for you to understand and embrace that you've never been alone and you're not going it alone, and you got to drop your shield. Like, you've got a lot of protection. And it's no coincidence that Archangel Michael fell in the beginning. He's a protector. I call him Archangel Michael. Like, maybe you need to call on him. He might be helping you too. He can be a guide in a sense, but I don't kind of look at him like that. I mean, you might be drawn to a different archangel. That's fine too. Just call on whoever you need to, whenever you need to, as long as it's with good intent. That's all. Okay. I don't know. I feel like it's weird with this guide, this animal guide, because I feel like they don't ever want to stop talking. So, like, maybe they have more to say. Maybe I gotta get a different. You know what? I was gonna pull some cord cutting, or I had a feeling I was gonna add more cards to this, and I usually will just pull a couple extra at the end, but maybe this is just how it's gonna go. I don't know. But I gotta trust my gut here, and they want to say more. Really? It's funny because, yeah, so that black and white energy, that light and dark, they're very straightforward, like you, I feel like. It's weird because I do get this, like, kind of playful energy from them. Maybe it's because of the animal energy, but they also feel very, like, their intellect or something kind of makes them, like, they got a dry sense of humor. I don't know. It's, like, very weird. It's kind of like a duh, you already know you need to do that kind of thing. I don't know. Oh, I love that. That's so nice. They're, like, soft and hard. Like, they literally are the opposite. Like, I've been saying so much, like, two truths can be true at the same time. Like, they're hard and soft. They're playful and serious. Like, there's something about you. Maybe that's why the mirror thing's coming out, because your guides kind of mirror your energy a little bit. But there's something about you that is very much contradictory. You've got, in not a bad way, but, like, you've got these two sides to you, right? So this is giving, like, Gemini energy, and that's kind of what they're coming through as. Like, I'm this when I need to be, and I'm that when I need to be. And that's kind of what I was trying to get at, but I didn't know I was trying to get at that. It's like, okay, well, I'm trying to stay the path. I'm trying to keep you on the path. When you've got to do this or this. Like, that. Time for prayer. Okay. So you might want to pray to, not to them. It doesn't feel like to them, but, like, I need to get back in the habit to praying to God more. But I see some of you, like, goddesses or gods or like ancestors, like, whoever you feel called to, praying would be good. So hold a cord cutting ceremony, tap into willpower, and create a self-love ritual. So what I actually feel like they're asking you to do, and what they're trying right now in this moment to get you, to keep you on the right path, is to, not necessarily, you don't have to do a cord cutting ceremony if you don't want to. Like, I don't think it's literal. It's more about, okay, I've let these things go, like acknowledging, maybe saging, maybe writing it down. Like, I've let these things go, and I'm waving my hands around a lot. Like, music might be significant. Like, maybe you're gonna listen to some songs that remind you of the past, and then you can leave it behind. And then you're going to tap in, like, doing that is going to help you evolve more and level up more and be more successful and all that. And then making sure you incorporate your self-love rituals on a regular basis. They're saying it's not just like, okay, and then do some self-love after this. Like, no, you need to make it a routine, like part of your routine. Okay. As I grab my water, that's part of self-love. Okay, thank you so much, you quirky animal. I don't know. Like, and I'm totally seeing like glasses or something on this thing, and I know they don't, but I don't know. It's like they can, yeah, that's what I was saying about guides. Like, I feel like they can, mold into whatever you need them to be. The one time I did actually ask one of them to, or I said, can one of you show yourselves so I know, like, I'm not crazy? And I was sitting on my bed one night, and all of a sudden, like, I got this, like, clear image at the end of my bed of, like, a pirate genie. Like, it looked like the genie kind of from Aladdin, but it was like a pirate genie. And I was like, oh my God, of course it would be that. And I knew that wasn't, like, really like their actual image. It was just something they knew I'd be comfortable with, but it still freaked me out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of, I think, why personally it doesn't matter what they look like. It's just kind of to try to get you to connect better with them and understand them more, if, again, this resonates with you. So, King of Swords reverse, King of Cups upright, Guardian Angel, you are not alone, Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. Interesting. So I don't think this guide is necessarily, even if they're, like a loved one, like, it doesn't matter what their sign is. There's a lot of, like, the only thing that's missing here is Pentacle energy, like, in this reading anyway. Well, I mean, in our tarot, we don't have, well, Pentacles is here, but I just, what was at the bottom of the deck before? The sun or the star. That was, that's Aquarius. So there's a lot of air and water that are coming through, logic and feeling, right? And that's kind of this energy over here with this guy. And this is more of a logic and feeling kind of thing. But I feel like this guide, this, I almost said significant other. For some of you, this might be not a father or grandfather or like that kind of mentor. This might be your significant other that's coming through that you lost. For some of you, this is like you've had another significant other since them. And then some of you just decided not to be with anybody ever again because that person was like your person. But I feel like a lot more of you are going to resonate with the fact that you, kind of moved on from them, like, the best you can, right? And dated somebody else or, married someone else or whatever. But I feel like this guide has recently, like I said, come into your life, and they are helping you with, back of my head's tingling, embracing embracing more of your, like, soft side, your passions, your that, like, they're kind of bringing out that lighthearted energy that I feel like over here you're kind of missing, that lighthearted energy that this guide has. They have a seriousness, but a lighthearted kind of energy, and you are like a playful, like, you are more on the serious side, and that's why the King of Swords is reversed. Like, he's emotionally kind of cut off from people, and you might have recently been that way, and I can definitely resonate because, I just lost my dad December 23rd. So I've been feeling very much in the Queen of Swords energy, instead of, like, I'm more of a, well, I can go kind of back and forth, but I'm more of like a Queen of Pentacles or Queen of Wands type person. Like, and I mean, I do have the feelings, the Queen of Cups as well, but I definitely have been more closed off right now. And the protection shield I related with a lot, because it's not just about, like feeling like I got to keep my shield up to protect myself, but, well, that's the idea, but it's like, okay, I don't want to get hurt anymore. Like, this is a huge loss for me, my dad. Like, I've been through, and I'm not minimizing anybody who's been through worse things than I have. Like, I understand that it could be a lot worse for me, but I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I've lost a lot of people, more in the sense of like relational, and I know understand it was for a reason, but I lost a lot of myself in those connections. And I've had a lot of really bad experiences in order to get where I'm at now to help you. So I'm grateful for all of it, but it kind of puts you in a space where you've got your guard up no matter what, no matter who you're with, even when you're with somebody that you're safe with, right? So I feel like they're trying to turn, like, kind of like this guy, they're trying to turn things around for you, help you kind of get your footing, is what they're saying, in this new life that you're going to have, with your passions, with, your career, maybe a hobby, with your relationships, your partner, your friends. And definitely feathers are a sign. Like, if you see feathers, like, that is whoever I'm talking about, like whoever you think it is, that is them saying, like, you're on the right track. Like, I'm here, and like, good job. Like, they're really proud of you. This spirit, this person, this ancestor, is very proud of who you've always been, but especially like who you've become. And they know who you are, at your core. And like, there's a sensitivity about you that, and I don't know why I said it like that. Maybe they're very articulate, this person, or maybe they were, I should say. I see, I'm talking about I'm talking about, like, it's not past tense. So maybe this person for some people is a person guide, like a real, like, not a real, I mean, they're real if they're a spirit too, but an alive guide. Okay. But they know how sensitive you are, and they understand that you've been hurt a lot. So they're kind of here to help, I mean, they want to be with you anyway. Like, they just want to be around you, that you're very special to them, but they're here to help you kind of embrace, the love, the support, the passions, everything that you're going to achieve going forward. They're here for it, and they want you to know, like, I'm with you, I'm always with you, and I can help you with anything, just ask, kind of deal. You just gotta ask. Like, they seem to be kind of funny too. Like, they've got a good sense of humor. It's not dry though, it's very straightforward, and you might have the same sense of humor as them, but they're like, you know um like, I might have left physically, but hello, I'm still here, did you forget about me, kind of thing. So let's pull a couple of cord cutting for this middle one here. I love that. My dad and I have very, very much the same sense of humor. This came out the last reading I did. Interesting. Yep, this is generational. So I feel like for a lot of you, this individual is someone who has not read healing material. That seems very important. Is not around anymore. You might want to read something about grief. Like, if you just lost them recently, or maybe you just never got over that. That's fine. But shame, okay, this is the second time it's come out. in the last couple of days. I don't even remember when I did the other one. Acknowledge your shame and heal it. I feel like this, um, whoever this is to you, is acknowledging that that's something like generational they passed to you, and they're sorry for that you're carrying that, and they don't want you to carry that anymore. So whatever, like maybe even trying to think of, and it's not that you have to sit there and like really think about it because it's not yours to heal, but maybe even think of like stuff that they would have been ashamed of while they were here, so you can uh like understand where the shame came from, and then sit and think about what you're like, what you kind of regret. I feel like too, like they have regrets maybe, but maybe you carry that as well, and just kind of leave it behind. That's part of the cord cutting, I think. A better path awaits. Slipping into old patterns. So yeah, see what I mean? Like they are here to help you get to this better path. Like they're not guiding you like them in the sense that they're like, okay, I need to keep you on track. They're just saying like, this is the time for the big win, whatever the win is for you. Like you deserve it, and I'm here to be with you and celebrate, kind of thing. Slipping into old patterns. Yeah. I've already acknowledged myself that after I lost my father, that I've definitely been doing this myself. So maybe you just needed kind of like a reminder that you might be doing things that are not necessarily healthy for you. Um, and that they're not healthy for you. And maybe you, like, it's funny, I was like, why did I stop? So my boyfriend just shut the door in our house, and it's like you need to close the door on these old things that they don't they're not good for you. They were never good for you. It's okay that you did them, but like you're onto a better path, so you can't take these things that you're doing with you. And I'm not saying you should shame yourself, because I was doing that the other day for sure. But what I am saying is like acknowledging, like even acknowledging that you're still doing that right now. That's going to be very helpful and beneficial for you, because you're going to really start like seeing when you're doing it, like what's triggering it and all of that, so you can, just nip it in the bud. Um, So they really don't have a lot to say. And so it's funny, you had this like super chatty one, and then this loved one. It's maybe not that they didn't like to talk in real life, but not a lot needs to be said because they're just kind of like observing you. And maybe they're showing you they're around, like maybe you're seeing signs, but I feel like they're more um, kind of waiting for you to like get what you deserve. Like that's something they never got to achieve while they were here, and they just are excited for you to kind of get to your next like to get to a big win, I feel like is what I want to say. So then we've got Page of Cups, High Priestess, Direction, man, Guardian, choose your path. Wow. You know what's funny is I almost put this over here, but I was like, it wants to go here. Mirror Guardian, take time to reflect. That's interesting because I was getting a masculine vibe here, and then obviously this is feminine. Um, why is that? Maybe this guide is more masculine and you're feminine, or maybe they play both those roles. I don't. Um, ooh, I wonder if this is like your higher self. Interesting. Wow. Because I was like, they look like you. Remember I said that? Okay. Wow. And that would make sense because, your higher self, like, knows things that, like, see things from a higher perspective, like an eagle. They're not looking at things like you are, where there's conditions behind things. They're strictly a love. They come from a place of love. I thought I was going to see green here. Interesting. Anyway, so they come from a place of love, and you obviously have a connection with your higher self, like a strong one, right? So, they're really honoring, especially right now, that you've reached this level, this high priestess level, and it's like you can see the higher self reflection. Like, you finally have gotten to a point where you see what your higher self was trying to tell you about you know perspectives, about love, like without conditions. You know not that ego's like you need ego, but like getting rid of like ego based living where you're you know the right or wrong, like I'm right, you're wrong kind of thing, like that sort of thing. And obviously they've been with you your whole life, like, duh. That totally makes sense. And I said like teenage years, and that's not a thing. They've been with you since you were born, but there was something significant that happened then when you were younger, when you were in your late teenage years to um, later, that kind of put you in a space where you started moving towards this. And maybe it wasn't like evident to you, but maybe you can recall back then and go, oh yeah, I remember, like, I started my journey there. Like, for me, I was actually, how old was I might have been in my early 20s when I first saw a tarot reader. So, and she told me, she's like, if you'd stop worrying, you'd see a lot more. So, that's, well, okay. Now I'm really like, was I in high school then? Shoot. I think I was in high school, and I had my first like ever premonition. So I was, in that page energy, right? So you're being called to kind of go back to when you were younger, to a time where, and it doesn't have to be like mine, like wherever your journey, whatever that journey is, where you started taking the right path, like where you were, not that you were on the wrong path, this is coming out wrong. When you were starting your journey of life, like you were really tuned in and like, okay, things are changing from here. Like, I'm here for a reason, and I gotta, I'm gonna figure it out. But I also feel like your higher self's trying to call you back to these years in your life when you were younger for the playfulness and the fun. Like, that's a kind of, in every single message here, that's been or every single guide, that's been a thing. Like, hey, lighten up. We gotta have fun. And this feels like a lighthearted, fun, playful, love kind of energy too. Like, you had a different perspective on love, and ignorance is bliss, right, when we're young, but tainted is a word coming up, and that's part of that guard, right, where you're just kind of like, and there's a reason this page is looking over here. There's like, okay, well, I've been hurt too much, so I'm going to put my guard up and I don't trust anybody and whatever. And your higher self is saying, like we had to have all those experiences to get to this point where we could open ourselves up completely. Because when you're the high priestess, you don't even need proof. You don't even need someone to tell you. Like, you just know who people are and you know their intentions. So, like, in the top of my head's tingling now, and that's the high priestess, her crown chakra. And she's very intuitive. Pisces are very intuitive signs. Well, the water signs are really intuitive, but Pisces is one of the most intuitive signs out there. My mom and dad are both Pisces. They're 2 years apart, but they're a day apart for their birthdays. Isn't that weird? But the direction is your heart. Your heart leads you, okay? And that your heart is connected to your higher self, right? I mean, well, everything about you is connected to your higher self, but they come from a place of love. They don't have conditions, like I was saying. So, of course, we have situations in life that scar us and they can leave us emotionally withdrawn, drained, whatever the case is, more logical than in our heart space. But we can't hold on to that forever, because then we're not living and giving people, the chance they deserve that show up in our life afterwards. Not everybody is out to get you, even though you might feel like that. And that's okay too. Like you've been through a lot, I'm telling you. It's wild. But I do feel like you've got some very old ancestors too, whatever your nationality is, that are trying to help guide you, and not there being like a buck right after these antlers here. Well, stag, trust and thrive, but oh my gosh, traveler. This kind of gives off witchy type vibes, or magic of some kind. Look at a compass. I said something. Oh, and a snake. Holy crap. Medicine guardian, be open to healing. Wise one, yep. There's another owl. Sky father. There's an eagle. Yeah, you are star ancestor. Wow. You are really watched over. Like, there's more than just this, obviously, but I'm not going to spend a million hours talking, or getting all the guides, and, like, that's why I picked 3. I was like, 3 is a good number. I was not expecting higher self to come out, but I would try to, like, maybe ask your parents, or like if your grandparents are still around, any kind of lingering traditions that you don't know about, or what like their parents used to do, or their parents, like if there's some kind of like not ritual, I don't want to say ritual, but some kind of like practice, that's the same thing that they did, that you might be wanting to incorporate. I did that one day with cards, because I think my dad's side of the family too, but my mom's side of the family, there were a lot of women that were connected, but they chose never to do anything with it. I was the first one. So I asked, like, their ancestors, my ancestors, what practices they had. And that's when it came out about Celtic. And then I got the confirmation when I got the ancestry thing. So, I started reading a book about Celtic backgrounds and stuff like that. So, doing something like that to honor the ones who came before you would be a really good thing right now, for you to do. So let's get some cord cutting from your higher self. Read. I mean, they're hammering it down. Breakup or divorce? Wow. See, I was talking about love, and I was thinking of a specific thing. It might be kinder to yourself. Yes. Remove temptation. Wow. Yeah, it's easy to express your fears. Wow. It's very easy to stay stuck because, the unknown is scary, but it's going to be really good. So embrace it, is what you're being told. Read healing material, breakup or divorce was needed, create space for new manifestations. So, like, what I was saying is, I had somebody in mind when I was talking about love and how, like, you're like being scarred from something. And even though, like, I know my guy is like completely different from anybody I've ever dated in the best kind of way. There's fear. There's fear because what I went through, okay, and I'm sure you've been through hell. It changed me forever, and in a very good way, but also, the back of my head, wow, the back of my head's tingling. The back top of my head. This is so weird. I really cannot go through that again. And I know I won't. Like, it's not to say my boyfriend and I are going to be together forever. He could leave me. I could leave him. I mean, I don't believe that's going to happen, but that would really hurt, right? Like, I can't promise. Like, that's unknown. That's always going to be unknown, right? I feel it in my bones that we're going to be together for the rest of our lives. But, that's up to us both and God and what, I mean, it's just, that's life. The unknown is here and it's scary. That's the fear part. But, when you keep focusing on what happened before, even if you don't realize you're doing it, because a lot of times I don't even know. Like, I'll have to reflect after something happens and go, shit, I know I'm doing that because of XYZ. And you might have the same thing happen to you. It's like, okay, am I going to let this person or these people forever keep me stuck? Like, I'm giving my power to them then. And but that's easier said than done. When you experience something really traumatic, it's very hard to move beyond it. And unless you experience it, like, people aren't going to get it, and that's not for you to get them to understand. I feel like I need to say that. As long as you understand that you're not alone and you've got plenty of support up here for you, and that you are very, very deeply loved by a lot of people who are alive, a lot of people who are dead, God, guides, all of it, archangels, like, that's the biggest win you could ever get, right? So focus on healing that specifically, whatever that was that happened to you that's still stuck to you. And there's no timeline. Some of these things, like, you might never get over that in the sense that it stays with you and you get triggered, but you're being asked right now by whoever, like, it doesn't even matter, like, what guide or God, or, like, you're just being asked to focus on healing the past because you deserve a way better present, future, whatever. I don't focus on the future. I focus on here and now, because otherwise I'm not living my life. And that's what we're here to do, is to live, not worry. And when you get in your fears, when you have anxiety and you're afraid, it's because of you're worried about the past or the future. So but mostly the future. So yeah, that was very interesting, that reading. Not at all what I expected, which is fun. That's fun. I just noticed 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, 2 1s and 2 7s. I've been seeing a lot of 7s. Thank you so very much for being here. If you would like to, or any likes, shares, comments, subscribers to my channel are really super helpful and appreciated. The more people that do that, the more content I can put out here. If you would like to donate to my channel, I have CashApp, Venmo, and PayPal. I will put that in the comments as well. It is not expected, but very much appreciated. I have one-on-one bookings that I'm offering. I specialize in trauma, but I do offer any kind of reading you want, with the exception of mediumship. I can get messages from your loved ones, but those usually just come out if they need to in a regular reading. It just takes a lot of energy for me, and it's not my purpose. Like, I'm here to help guide you through your trauma. I'm going to put my online booking in the comments as well, so you can book your reading. And thank you. And I could even do a guide one for you if you want a more in-depth one for yourself. That's something I could do for sure. So I hope this helped you, and have a good one.